Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Last time we were doing some basic introductory skills to get us familiar with some of the controls, and now it is time for us to take on our first series of quests. So, all your quests are, you can get them through here at the Guild Sweetheart, but at level 1 here, we only have one quest to do, and that is a gathering quest. Gathering quests are always colored in that green at the top at the title where it says Gathering Quest. You can see that green. So that's your cue that this is one where you're going out and gathering some shit. And that's what is the basics of Monster Hunter when you first start out, is that you have to get familiar with your surroundings. And because this is an official guild quest, there are some rules that we are going to have to follow. The Guild Sweetheart does give you a rundown of how everything works, but she is slow and boring, and you guys got me. Alright, first thing is, if you saw, there's a little sign that just came up as soon as the quest started that we had 50 minutes to do it. Now, if you look at the top right, left-hand corner, you see something that looks like a clock. Well, that is a clock. And the white is your minute hand, and if you look carefully, there's sort of a darker orange at the 50-minute mark. That's, well, that's the end of the time. And so every 5 minutes that pass means that the minute hand will go one section. And so, yeah, just keep in mind of your clock. And thus, this is your supply box. So this has all your basic items, and you can use these for the quest. However, if they're marked in the description there with that yellow supply item, that means you cannot keep them. And one of the things that you really want to have are these paintballs. You can keep these, and you can keep all these ammunitions. I'm not doing a gunner run, so I really have no need for them. But yeah, over here we have the delivery box, or well, the red item box, and this is where you go and you get your objectives and turn them in. Usually, there are some cases that might be a little bit different. And so, yeah, we can explore this entire map. But the thing is that we are looking for mushrooms. In this game, in Monster Hunter Tri, resource areas are very unique, and since that they disappear once they've been used up, and they cycle around like every 5 minutes. So they can be used over and over again. And so we have to go over to these unique mushroom patches, or well, mushroom patches in general, because this is where the whole percentage thing comes in at. Now, I'm getting really lucky here. I got two unique... I think I just completed the quest right there. I thought this was going to take me a while. But, yeah, usually this quest could take a bit of time. But since we got everything all nice and sorted out, let's go kill these things. I think they're called Alteroths or something like that, and they come in two forms. Those were the small form. Now, if you attack them when they don't have any mushroom stuff in their stomach, they will attack you. If you attack them and their bellies are full, they'll try to run away. There's also the big Alteroths that actively attack you on sight, and those things are actually kind of creepy because they remind me of giant spiders. And if you're afraid of spiders, then that's probably something that I probably shouldn't have mentioned. Alright, so let's take a look here. If we go over at our info, we can check out our quest info. And this is an objective. We have, well, at least I have 3 unique mushrooms, and there's also something else too. I'm not sure if I could see it here. Perhaps not, or maybe I'm just overlooking it. But there's also something called subquests. Now, subquests in this game kick ass. They are awesome. And what they do is they allow you to be able to end a quest without abandoning, doing the abandon option. I'm sorry, I just can't say abandoning for some reason because it's almost like a tongue twister to me. But as I'm speaking, I'm going to go through some of the places where you can potentially find mushroom patches in case you run out. So I'm going to go over here I'm going to gather a little bit, and I'll explain subquests. So, with subquests, you can complete the quest again without abandoning it, and you can still get some rewards out of it. So let's say if you're battling a large monster, but you need, I don't know, something to help better prepare you, but you're low on money. Well, maybe some of the items that you get, or you could get from completing it via the subquest. The subquest does not complete the main quest. That's the most important part. And as a result, you'll need to go back and complete it. But and with subquest, I believe you do get some money out of it, so a little bit of extra dosh, if you will. But anything is really better than failing a quest, because if you lose your health 3 times, you don't necessarily die each time. No, you just get thrown back to base camp, and you lose a little bit of money as a result if you manage to complete it. But if you get knocked out 3 times, the quest is done. And so subquests kind of make it so it's not as harsh, assuming you can complete it. Because some subquests can be pretty hard. Others just require some delivery, and in this case, there's just a couple of mushrooms that we have to turn in. In fact, I think I have enough for both subquests, because there's at times where there could be 2 subquests per quest. And now these guys are sort of starting to annoy me, but real quick, these bigger looking Jaggies are actually called Jaggia, and well, the boss monster is like that, only a lot bigger. So yeah, I believe that's where all the mushroom patches are too. So yeah, the first series of quests are mostly to get you comfortable with gathering, and I believe that's a trope from the very, very first Monster Hunter game, where you didn't have all sorts of cool things. I believe you only had 2 sets of item spots too, so 2 pages. So you'd be running back and forth between quests trying to stock up on items. It was just, carrying things was a nightmare in that game. And I'm just going over to here real quick, because another thing that you're going to need a lot of is honey. Honey kicks ass. And, well, these are beehives, sort of. They don't really look like beehives. But after this, okay, yeah, now we can go and turn things in. And also, you might have noticed my stamina gauge just went down. I believe it's probably every 6 or 7 minutes it goes down 1 bar. And I got a drink in my way, so I'm going to go over here to the barbecue spit, and I am going to use it to cook some meat. You have to have raw meat in order to use this, and I'm going to need to listen to the music cue real quick. And when it gets to that right, the right color, then you have to press A. If you're too late, you'll burn it. If you're too early, then it won't cook all the way, and instead of 2 gauges it'll increase by, it'll increase by 1. But yeah, having a good supply of stamina is very important. So yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, and if you so happen to, let's say, in this case, I had a bunch of unique mushrooms, more than what I needed. Those are, I believe, account items, and so you can't keep those, but they will convert into resource points for you. So that's awesome, especially this early on in the game, where resource points are usually typically scarce. But in my case, for some reason, I have 5,000 resource points at my disposal. I don't know why. And, well, right here we have a bunch of rewards that we get for completing the quest. I always go to Send to Item Box, and that just fills everything up for me without me having to put them in my inventory and, manually doing it myself. And so that's pretty much it. I'm going to save our progress. Remember, that's always important. And, well, I guess I will see you guys in the next quest. See you then.